little bit sassy, a little bit crazy, a little bit classy. We got dreams and we got goals. We're just a couple of old sassholes.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, everyone.
How are you?
I sound cute. And welcome to A Couple of Sassholes podcast. I'm Brooklyn Maple.
And I'm Heather Terry.
And this is our power hour of true crime with fucked up people doing fucked up shit. And I'm sick.
Yes, we couldn't tell. I like your little rasp.
I feel like I have always sounded like I've smoked Marlboro Reds my entire life. So I don't think there's any part of that. But man, I've just been bent over and fucked.
You got kicked in the ass.
I did. I guess I got the flu or COVID or the flu-vid. I got all of it, and it's just been so hard to bounce back from. I do not care for it at all.
It's and you're the type that you're always on the go and doing a million things and very regimented as far as schedule, etc.
Yeah.
Working out too. So I know it's killing you.
I
was sick for like 2 days and that's it. And you're on day, what, 19? It's like that gift that's like the Titanic lady. It's been 84 years.
Oh my gosh, it feels like it. Me and Travis both got it last week. He got it on Tuesday and I technically officially was smacked with it on Wednesday and it's Monday. So it's like, it's not that long, but for it to feel this bad still.
Yeah.
And like at this point, you're not contagious and you're just kind of like, at this point, you're just being a pussy ass bitch is what it feels like.
I don't think you are at all.
Well, like you want to be over it. And I missed so much work last week and like we're talking 3 months before the wedding. Yeah. My dress alterations was canceled 4 hours before the freaking.
Boo.
Oh my God, fuck David's Bridal.
Boo.
I'm going to tell everyone that. Do not buy your shit from David's Bridal. I don't even care.
The dress is gorgeous.
The dress is great, yeah.
But the after dress.
Like they confirmed the appointment on Friday, and I confirmed it. Keeping in mind, I went and got an IV so that I would be able to cope with the appointment. And then 4 hours before, with all the moms coming in and this big grandiose thing, and they just cancel it.
Yeah.
And they don't rebook it or anything. And I booked it 5 months ago. I'm like, I think I'm so fucking fed up with the whole wedding part of like vendors canceling.
Yeah.
Like booking stuff 5 months in advance and then like really close into everything, they're canceling on everything. And I'm just like, fuck you guys.
Yeah. Moral of the story, be a good human and do what you say you're going to do.
Right?
Yes.
Or like actually try to resolve the issue that you then made.
Yeah.
Same thing with my hairdresser. Canceled on me and did not resolve the situation in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And then just left me hanging there too. And I'm like, wow. Yeah. And you're one of the best ones supposedly in town. How lucky a girl could be.
A girl can dream.
I'm very over it.
Yeah, I bet.
And then just being sick hasn't helped. So I, obviously, am in a really good mental health space.
She's going today. No, I'm kidding.
Oh
you ready
God.
for your story?
I would not.
No.
We would just be a week without. We literally recorded last week's and I got sick the very next day.
You were kind of coughing on it and you said you were kind of like you could feel it coming on. But you and I both are kind of the same. It's like we pretend. We're like, we're not sick.
Yeah. I told myself last night, I literally meditated on the fact that I was like, I will not be sick today. And I fucking woke up and I'm like, my God. Why is it so hard to be alive right now? You really do forget like how good it feels to feel good.
Yeah.
Or to like just feel like a normal human. Like I'll be very excited when I can feel like a human again that isn't just ready to kind of go to sleep at any given time.
Yeah, you've definitely been sleepy like a calico cat.
Oh my God.
No fault of yours though.
What I would do to be a calico cat right now. That'd be amazing.
I kind of wish you were sometimes. You kind of are. You just walk in my office and knock stuff off and leave. Then sometimes you want attention. Then I'm like, hey, and you're like, why are you in my office? So
yes, I am a cat.
You're definitely a cat. You hiss sometimes. Sometimes you want your belly rubbed. It's a balance.
It is. It is. And right now I just want to go to sleep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, but hopefully my story doesn't put
I gained
you to sleep.
10 pounds.
What?
How's that, everyone? I gained weight, all this weight right before the wedding. I'm like, what the fuck? 10 pounds is a lot. It's going to be a lot of work to get it off. And it's because of being sick and not moving. And Travis was like, how did you gain weight? I was like, I don't fucking know. But I can tell you that my scale has confirmed that I have indeed gained weight. And if I was listening to my scale's like, you gained 13 pounds. And I don't even fucking know how. And I'd gained about 5 to 7 and just been acting like it didn't happen.
Well, that's kind of that's a normal fluctuation with.
Yeah, but it's been like that for like 3 months. We're in that place where like we have just got to knuckle down. Like it is.
She said knuckle down.
I said knuckle down as I literally am sick as fuck.
She's over here.
We have got to knuckle down so we can have our wedding bodies. It's only going to happen if we do it like, and that's what me and Travis have basically talked about. Like we knew 3 months before the wedding we could, at this like stage in our physicalities, like we know what we need to do to lose weight. So 3 months we can do essentially whatever we want. We're not so far, it wasn't me 2 years ago where I'm like, I need to lose 30 pounds. It's like, no, I just need to like, knuckle down.
Knuckle down, she said.
And that's what every podcast episode, I'm going to be like, so I just got done running 10 miles. I got to take everything seriously.
Knuck down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took this week's story very seriously.
Did you?
No.
This is from, you booked this, or you?
I did this a while back, so if I stumble through a little bit, it's because I pulled it out of my desk drawer from last time we recorded. So we'll see how that goes.
The last time we recorded? Oh.
This is the one I was...
last September. I was like, you have an episode from last September?
Yeah, I just had one banked. And I was like,
I never know what you do.
I'll put that.
For all I know, you're just like one day fucking coffee in hand laying in your spaceship bed, just cranking out some research. I don't know.
Man, when I was sick, that did come in handy where I could lay in bed and sit up and work since my spaceship bed sits up. Oh, it was delightful.
I literally have an email sitting in my inbox right now that I can't send because I have not been able to actually think enough.
Yeah, your brain fog has been like, whoa.
It's been real cute.
Yeah.
Everything's been real awesome.
Yes.
Life is fun and great. You never stumble and fall. I feel like I'm currently just on the side of the street laying down on the ground.
Just taking a little nap on the freeway.
Yeah. Everything, I promise, this time next week, it's going to be great.
Next time she's going to be the whole time.
Yeah.
Back to...
Like, you know what's so great? It's feeling great. I feel great. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I'm excited about your story.
Are you?
Yeah.
I hope so. Good.
I'm as excited as I can muster in my life.
It's called The Champagne Murder.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. That's going to make me want
the story
bubbly.
of Harry Kendall Thaw Jr. Now, I found this. Heather Shelton got me a book, like an older book called Crimes of Passion, like a coffee table book for my birthday. And
I want to see that.
It's really neat, and it's old, too.
And you didn't bring it in?
No, I'm scared to, I'll bring it.
Piss on it?
Yeah, because I do that with all my other books. And I was like, Heather, you got to knuckle down and stop pissing on books.
That's what I'm saying. So why are you worried?
I don't know. I'm a klutz. I'll fuck it up somehow.
15 steps in from the parking garage. I feel like you're over here holding out on a cool book that I kind of am a little perturbed.
Here she goes.
It's fine. I want to see it.
It's really neat. But I opened it, and that was the first one I looked at, and then I read into it, and it's very movie-esque, like it should be a movie. So I read that, and then an episode of True Crime All the Time that I listened to in the shower last week. So I picked and chose what I wanted out of there. Wikipedia, Murderpedia, and then New York Times wrote a really good article on it if anyone wants to check it out.
I want to know the time frame so bad.
The time frame? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, here we go.
I have a feeling that is a staple piece of information you're going to tell me, like when it took place.
We're just going to guess.
Okay.
The whole time. It's just like, you know what, guys? Just when this happened, whenever you feel right. No, you'll be able to tell once I start talking.
I just somehow got whatever's underneath this table, because I know this will now it's literally moving the microphones. Like, I guess the
underbelly of the desk?
Yes. That is basically just pushed together freaking sawdust. I just got it all over my pants.
Man.
I just needed everyone to know.
How embarrassing.
It's like...
Need to know what that noise is in the background?
Yeah, sorry. Okay. I'm focused. Kind of. I'm here.
Okay. Harry Kendall Thaw Jr. was born on February 12th, 1871.
Oh.
Throwback Monday. This is when we're recording this. It'll come out on Thursday, so Throwback Thursday. To William Thaw Sr., who was a Pittsburgh coal and railroad baron, which apparently means he invested in companies.
Barons are just funny names to me.
Right?
When someone's a baron.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, baroness.
Coal and... yeah.
Sorry.
I had to look up what it was. I didn't know what the hell it was. Yeah. It's like, does he work there? I don't know.
Did he invent it?
He invented coal.
He's the father of coal.
We made it one line.
We're nailing it.
We're so annoying. I love it. Okay. And the second wife, Mary. So that was a big build-up to say that he had a second wife. Now, Harry had 11 siblings combined from 2 marriages, so there's a shit ton of kids, but they had a lot of money. And he had a brother. This was just an odd fact that I read. Harry had a brother that died when he was a baby, and it said that he was smothered by his mother's breasts in the bed. So I just wanted to leave that right there and keep going.
Okay.
I was like, what?
So she rolled over and suffocated her child.
Yeah,
That is
which
like
just
every mom's fear.
Terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
But like the way that they worded it was just a little
100%.
odd. Like I don't feel like that was necessary. But
Well, maybe she had huge ass titties.
who knows?
Like, what if she literally rolled over and was like, baby underneath tit? Like, it was nothing else.
Maybe.
I don't
I
know.
was like, what's that? Yeah, no, I don't know. Mary was known to abuse the servants and had, quote, an ungovernable temper. So there's that too. When Harry was younger, he was known to have insomnia, throw tantrums, and apparently it said that he babbled a lot and talked like a baby, which continued into childhood or into adulthood. It was in childhood and then continued.
Got it.
Into
Gross. I fucking hate that more than anything this
Could
entire
you imagine
world.
him
No.
hitting on you? Hey, girl.
Oh, my God.
I just want to take you out on a date or something.
Like, that's in my head, that's what he talks like. The look that you're giving me.
Oh, my God.
You know,
I
that's
hate.
not permanent. That was a character I did. And sing.
Yes. I hate every inch of that.
Oh,
I hate when people do that.
I
God,
felt
I hate it.
I too am not a fan.
If you do it and you're in contact with me, know that I hate it. I just want everyone to know that. I hate baby talk.
Yes, it's not cute. No way. Mm-mm. He was paranoid and violent. Like he would try to hurt the servants and then giggle when he was a kid. So he like loved hurting
Really
other people.
creepy. Mm-hmm. He sounds like he's going to be a really good adult.
Yeah. The podcast said he had a wild eye stare. So think like Crazy Eyes is on Orange is the New Black. He got terrible grades, and his teachers basically said he was a troublemaker, and they were like, we can't teach him. Every school that he went to. So he bounced around from school to school, but he was a privileged, rich, white kid. So he always got bailed out.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. And despite being a little shit, his dad pulled strings and got him into the University of Pittsburgh to study law.
Of course. Dude couldn't even stay in school, but
all of a sudden he gets to
that's
go
the
to
shit,
Pitt.
man.
Yeah.
I don't even
Make
you
a
know
big
what?
enough donation. You
Right.
know, have the Thaw library wing added, and then all of a sudden your little piece of shit son gets to go to law school.
I know, and then they can still graduate though.
Yeah. Well, 2 years later after this, his name and social status got him into fucking Harvard. Harvard.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He wasn't a good student at all. He would party a lot, and then somehow he got all kinds of women because, I mean, I just picture
Money.
that baby talk, though. I don't know.
Dude, money talks. I lived in Miami long
Does
enough.
it talk like a baby?
Yes. I guess it depends on how often and when he would do it.
In bed.
I am certain the bedroom is baby talk time.
The bedroom is baby talk.
I am certain of that. So there is definitely baby talking, and that's nasty.
Yeah. There's an ass for every chair. I'm not sitting down there, though.
Whatever.
Okay.
All right. Well, he's in Harvard. He's
Yeah.
going to be an attorney. He's got a lot of money.
Yeah. So he attended cockfights, which sounds awful, too.
Makes me think of sword fights.
Yeah.
Weeds hitting each other.
Yeah.
Pew, pew.
Pew, pew.
That's what it makes me think of.
He would even light cigars with $100 bills and brag about studying poker at Harvard. So he just making shit up and being an ass.
Well, I mean, people played poker. He was basically saying I think that was just a joke.
Yeah, but like
No, he's a complete twat rocket.
Yeah, he's
Go for him. Go him.
He got expelled after he was arrested after chasing a cab driver with a shotgun down the street. He was like, well, it wasn't loaded.
Casual.
Yeah, he'd already been threatening teachers and students, and they were like, we can't get rid of you. They wanted to kick him out anyway, and they finally had a legal reason after he got arrested.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Took that.
His dad thought it would be a good idea after this, to get him on the straight and narrow, to give him $2,500 a month in his allowance. And this is the early 1900s.
Oh, so that's like a gajillion
The
dollars.
average man in this era, Wikipedia said, earned $500 a year.
Oh.
And this now would be $92,000 a month.
Oh my God. I would date him.
Could you? Baby talking all. I'd start baby talking too.
I don't, right? I'd be like, honey, you want me to sit here?
Will you buy me this little purse?
Yeah. Mommy needs a new purse for her cute little outfit. Yeah, for sure. Whatever you want.
Yeah. And he was hanging around Pennsylvania and New York City. And then during this time, he started using morphine and cocaine together.
Oh.
Went straight for it.
Let's do it.
And then his dad passed away, which was sad for him. And his mom was like, oh, you know what? We should start giving you $8,000 a month because $2,500 is not enough. So $92,000 in today's money is not enough. So she upped that.
It's like a fucking Upper East Sider in New York.
Right. He loved Broadway shows and he called it studying. So he would say he was studying the chorus girls. So he's perv now. Yeah. Creepy. This is where he met Stanford White, who was one of the most famous architects in New York City at the time. And he designed like Madison Square Garden, Tiffany's. Like he was kind of a big to-do. Kind of a big to-do.
Got it.
He was married to Bessie Spring Smith at the time, and she was way younger and apparently was like, he had a thing for younger girls.
Oh, that baby talk didn't give it away.
No, this is another guy that he met.
Oh.
This is Stanford White.
Oh, got it. Okay, got it.
He was a member of what was called the Sewer Club, which they said they studied the way things worked. And that's how they worded it. But really, it said that they rented out rooms and it was like this dirty, filthy sex club where they basically did whatever they wanted in a boys' club, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds about like everything...
Sewer club
in the world.
Yeah. Stanford kind of reminds me of like Harvey Weinstein of then.
That's what I was getting.
He's huge in Broadway. Like if he said one word, he could get a girl the lead in a Broadway play, which Broadway was like really, really huge then. And like,
oh, was it?
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Broadway was only huge then?
No. Okay. You backed me into a corner. Bitch.
I'm pretty sure there's still directors who are like, just
I hear it
talk
still,
on this microphone.
I hear it's still catching on.
Yeah.
I hear Broadway's starting to take off. Okay. So he kind of did like the, I can get this for you. What are you going to do for me? Kind of gross situation. Stanford apparently talked shit about Harry Thaw. Like he hated him. Like they were both like rich white guys in the same circle kind of. And so like Stanford was like, I hate him. And then he talked shit about Harry to a bunch of girls, which these girls he was studying. So then they started shunning Harry and that pissed him off. Like he got real mad. He heard that Stanford liked Evelyn Nesbit, who was a chorus girl and model. And he was like, oh, I'm going to take her. Like then he set his sights on her because he knew that Stanford liked her.
Oh, how fun. But Stanford's married.
Yes.
So he should
to a
stop being
22-year-old and he's like in his 40s. Yeah.
Okay, that's not too shocking.
Yeah.
But perv.
Yeah. So Evelyn Nesbit was a child star and she was discovered when she was only 14. Now they compared her to one of the like a famous sexual icon. So she's 15 and she's being sexualized at 15 in all these magazines and everything.
We got to remember the time frame.
Yeah.
We were getting pregnant at 12.
Yeah, that's the
like,
thing. It's just different when I was
What's
reading
the name?
this. Evelyn Nesbit. You want to see a photo?
Yeah.
I have photos.
It's okay. I'll look.
Okay.
Maybe I'll find
There's
it.
Harry.
Okay.
This is Harry Thaw. This is Evelyn.
I'm not seeing the things that these people are seeing, but okay.
Yes. And then this is
But the hair really fucks me.
Stanford.
Okay, all of this is like, I feel like everyone has hairy privates. First, I'm just going to highlight. Everyone looks furry.
Everyone, yes.
They
I
all
agree
look
with that.
Smelly and old. That's how I feel today.
They all look smelly and old. Okay, so Evelyn, overnight success. She's 15 years old and she's a celebrity on all the magazines and everything. In August of 1901, Evelyn met Stanford, who was 46. She's 15. And he basically became her sugar daddy, like an allowance, an apartment. And again, like she's a teenager. So
gross.
He publicly called himself her benefactor, which I still think just looks gross. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. In October of 1901, her mom, Evelyn's mom, left her alone with Stanford, and he got her drunk, waited till she passed out, and he raped her.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
After that, and I'm not victim blaming, but I just have to say that as a disclaimer, but the time frame,
The
too.
time frame. Yeah. At that point, for all we know, that was fine in her world.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
after that, they saw each other every day for like months. In December of 1901, Stanford is giving like Evelyn diamonds and furs and all that shit. And Harry, he didn't give up on her. He starts sending her gifts anonymously, like flowers and silk, and even sent a piano.
Oh, that's
like
casual.
Just casual, like you can't get rid of a piano. It's like, yeah, I love her. Take this.
I would not know.
What would you do?
Be so flabbergasted. I'd be like, dude, you're awfully assuming that I have a big house that I can just stick this huge fucking piano in here.
I like
Number one, where am I going to put it? Did they just leave it on the front step?
I wondered the same thing. And it's in an apartment that another man pays for. So.
Right.
Yeah. In early 1902, Harry went to Europe to like gallivant around, and Evelyn started banging the actor on the side, John Barrymore, who's Drew Barrymore's granddad. Fun fact.
Oh, that is a fun
And
fact.
Harry got mad. It was like, what? Even though they weren't dating, he still got mad.
Well, of course he's psycho.
Yeah. Stanford and Evelyn broke it off in October, and Stanford arranged for her to go to boarding school in New Jersey. In April of 1903, she got appendicitis, and they had to take her to the hospital. And then Harry Thaw set up all the doctors and everything for that, like to do the surgeries. Yeah. He'd apparently been visiting and giving her expensive shit, and then he finally won her over. They call him persistent, but it's very stalker
Damn,
now.
we had morphine back then.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was like, damn, it would suck to have surgery back then. And then I'm like, well, if we're just over here fucking pumping in the morphs.
Apparently you could do it.
Well,
Then, okay, so I think that Harry's kind of like getting stalker. That's too much. He's being too much.
why? Because he found the doctors to do it?
No, just because he still kept sending her gifts and going and persisting.
Did they ever
her.
meet? Are we getting the vibe that they met?
They met like one time before that, and then he started sending her presents. So like he arranged to be at a party she was at. Like I told you, this story is kind of long, so I cut some of it out. But they had met at a party that he knew that she would be at with Stanford, and they met then. And then after that, he was like, I'm going to woo her, if you will.
Okay, so because I'm still foggy.
Okay.
And I'm trying to make sure I'm comprehending.
Yeah.
So Stanford was married to somebody else, but then he meets her. And so then he's like, I'm just going to leave my wife and start fucking this bitch.
I think he just did both.
Okay. That makes sense when you're wealthy and white. When you're a wealthy white man, that's the appropriate thing to do.
Yeah.
Is to then continue to have sex with both of them. Okay. And then Harry was like, I'm still going to pursue.
Yes.
Okay.
He said that he was still running around like partying and doing drugs, but at the end of the day, that was still his focus was her.
It was still, I feel like it was just a thing. It was like if the whole reason he picked her was because he didn't like Stanford,
Yeah.
then what was she? She was just a game. She's just something for him to do.
Yeah. It's
When
funny
you're
that you
making
mentioned that.
$250,000 a month,
Yeah.
might as well throw a few fucking gravy, what?
Gravy? Grr.
Baby grand pianos at a bitch. Might as well. Why not?
Okay. Stanford actually ordered her, which I don't know how he gets to order her places, but he did. He ordered her to a sanitarium. Sanatorium? How do you say that? Sanatorium. What is it?
I think it's sanatorium, but sanitarium, it makes me feel like a...
Like sanitary napkin?
Yes. It 100%
He ordered her to a
pad.
maxi pad.
I know. I was like...
I don't know. I wrote sanatorium.
She even start her peer yet?
Oh, God. Peer.
Jeez.
And so after she got out of the hospital, and then both he and Harry visited her at the sanatorium, like simultaneously. So he was like, no, you go to the sanatorium.
I need to know what this is. I need to look. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Or, I mean, do your thing, but just know that I'm not online shopping.
Okay. And Stanford got bored, and then so he started going after other girls, but not Harry. So Stanford started seeking other younger people.
So it's basically also sanitarium or sanatorium, and it's just a hospital.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I want to know if that, because I thought it was too, but then I started second guessing it because I was like, how did he order her? Unless it was just like, dude, you're sick, you need to obviously get better type.
Yeah.
Of deal. Okay.
So Stanford got bored, and he was like, you're fine. You can just continue living your life. And then Harry's like, well, I'm still going to get her now. Like he still wanted to win.
Creepy.
So Harry took her and her mom to Paris, and he even proposed. She didn't say no. She did say yes, though. She was just like, I don't know, can we talk about it later? Like, she was kind of playing the game a little bit, I feel like.
Well, she's famous too. She's probably smart. She's like, I mean, at the end of the day, if people just want to throw money at me,
Right. Take me and my mom to Paris. Cool.
whatever. And I just got to be here. Well, okay.
Yeah, it got kind of bad though. Harry sent her mom back to the States and took Evelyn to a castle in Austria. He was like hopped up on drugs, which he always used as an excuse, but he was mad because she had told him that she wasn't a virgin anymore. And he like
How old is she now?
She's 16.
Okay.
And he got real pissed off because this was like women's chastity was like his obsession. So he got mad and raped her.
My pre-laugh is from.
It's so bizarre
that
to
he's
say
just
these
chasing
out.
chastity.
Yeah, and it's bizarre to say this shit out loud. I don't know. Like just the time is so different. She came back to the States, and Stanford actually sued Harry for kidnapping her, and then she went into hiding because she was scared of him.
Of course.
Yeah, which is odd though because Stanford raped her too, and then
right,
she wasn't
but maybe
scared
and then
of
she
him.
actually spent time with him. Like she went to that party with him.
Yeah,
Like at the end of the day, she obviously had something for him.
yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Then Harry had his lawyers go after Stanford for having underage sex with her. So then it blew up in the newspapers that he did that. And he spent the next year trying to get Evelyn to marry him still after this. Like he was fucking obsessed. He even sent his mom to her house. His mom over there to be like, will you marry my son? I think it would be good. It would
I'm sorry he violently raped you.
Yeah. She said that it would help calm his eccentricities. That's what she said to this girl. And she eventually caved and married him. And he chose her wedding dress. And instead of white, he made her wear a black suit with brown trim.
Okay.
Because she was
I cannot
she was
do this,
deflowered
guys.
even though against her
I
will.
can't do this.
Yeah.
I cannot handle this.
Okay. When she moved into his mansion in Pittsburgh, his obsession died. So you were right. He would leave for like days at a time. And then so he like go to Europe and all this stuff. He just wouldn't come home for a little bit. And then he won her. And then he was like, all right, cool. I'm done chasing you. In the spring of 1906, they went on a long vacation together in Europe. They were trying to like relight the fire or whatever. Even though, yeah. So Harry wrote in a guest book book thing that they were at the Joan of Arc birthplace. This is what he wrote. This is like 5 years later or whatever. He wrote at Joan of Arc's birthplace, quote, "She would not have been a virgin if Stanford White had been around." He can't let that go. Like all the way across the country or the globe. And he's like, fuck Stanford. Like what he did was terrible.
Out of all
but
the
like
women in the world, like why pick the one that was,
yeah.
pick a different one.
Yeah.
You psycho.
And then he got fixated on the fact that he raped her, even though Harry did the same fucking thing. So they came to New York City for a few days.
Except for one, she was drunk and one, she was sober.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure which one you'd prefer is the drunk one. Because hopefully I'm passed out and I don't remember anything.
Yeah, she was passed out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So Harry and Evelyn were on their trip, and then they came to New York City for a few days. And on June 25th, they met up with two of his friends, and then they went to see the play. What's that word? Mademoiselle Champagne. It's French. I don't know. That's
Mademoiselle.
I don't know. It says that. M-A-M.
Mademoiselle.
Yeah, Mademoiselle. I don't know. Google it. It's fine.
Yeah.
At the rooftop theater in Madison Square Garden. And it was like hot as balls that day. And Harry wore this like long ass black overcoat over his tuxedo. And they were trying to take it from him. And he's like, no, I'm good. And apparently this show was boring as fuck. And Harry was restless and agitated the whole time. Like no one was paying attention to the show. Like while they were there, just a bunch of rich people. In the room, yeah. Around 11 p.m., the show was almost over, and Harry went back to his reserved table because Evelyn was like, I'm bored, can we leave? And then he saw Stanford White come in. He approached him hesitantly like several times, kept walking back up like and would leave again. And then during the finale of the play, which ironically was titled, I Could Love a Million Girls, because that's what Stanford tried to do. He went up to Stanford, pulled out a pistol, and shot him 3 times. And then he died instantly. And this is in a room with like 1,000 people.
I thought you were going to tell me about how he poisoned somebody via champagne.
Nope, that's the name of the...
This whole time I was like, ooh, poison in champagne. I was so ready for that. And then you're like, just fucking Abe Lincolning over here.
Abe Lincolning. Yeah, I thought it was going to go a different way too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel very bamboozled.
Now, so Stanford died instantly. And then Harry waved the pistol up in the air and yelled, I did it because he ruined my wife. He had it coming to him. He took advantage of the girl and then abandoned her. Now, some people think that he said, you ruined my life or you ruined my wife. But either way, he was like big mad.
Interesting for a room of all these people to be like, did he say life or did he say wife?
Yeah, no, that's what it was reported both, and they couldn't figure out which one he said.
I mean, at the end of the day, happy wife, happy life.
Now, back then, it wasn't uncommon for something like this to be like part of the show.
For someone to shoot somebody in the face.
Like for them to do something like
murder mystery theater.
Yes, like that. And then, but soon they all realized that he was dead for real and freaked out because at first they just backed up and like were all like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was still waving his pistol around, and then he found Evelyn, who was by the elevator because she thought they were leaving because she said she wanted to leave. And she said, Harry, what have you done? And he's like, it's all right. I probably just saved your life. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Now, Harry was charged with first-degree murder and denied bail. And I showed you I want to show you the picture of what his jail sentence looks like.
His jail sentence.
Like him in jail. This is Harry in jail. Does that look like a normal jail cell to you? Look at everything in there.
I mean,
and I'm going to tell you about it. Well, look at the table setting.
You guys, I just know you know that it's a guy sitting at a table. And she's like, but look at the table. No shit, Heather. There's nothing else to look at the table.
So he, in jail, like in his cell, he got catered meals, tailored clothes. He even slept on a brass bed. They had a brass bed brought in for him. He said that he heard heavenly voices of young girls, so he thought what he did was divine intervention and thought that the public was happy with him.
Okay.
Yeah. So the yellow journalism was like running rampant, and when the media heard of this, they basically just started printing whatever they wanted. They were like, ooh, we need to sell papers. Yeah.
They still do that.
Yeah, that's true.
They still do that. They'll print whatever the fuck they want.
That's true.
There's no requirement that any of it be true.
Yeah. And this was named the trial of the century. So like the OJ of the 1900s.
That's always our reference.
Yeah.
The OJ trial.
So, I mean, yeah. Both the defense and the prosecuting attorneys were paying the newspapers to print what they wanted. So headlines would say things like, woman whose beauty spelled death and ruin and shit like that. Yeah.
Blame it on the woman.
Of course.
For being too pretty.
Right.
Someone else got shot. Has nothing to do. Sure.
Yeah.
She was literally groomed and taken advantage of and raped.
And her dad passed away when she was young, so she could have also been looking to fill that void. So, like, she started working because...
I don't know that dads were great dads back then. I don't think they were voids that they were trying to... I don't think they were playing catch in the yard. You know? I don't think that's what was going on. I could be wrong.
Yeah, but that's what she
I
got
like
discovered.
They were just, like, drunk assholes. I don't know. That's my thought.
Yeah, they basically said that he passed away, and then her mom was like, well, you got to work. And then somebody literally just saw her and was like, you could be a model. And she's like, I'll try that. That's how it started.
What a life.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping would happen with my 5'2" chunky frame, too. Someone will see me and be like, that should be a model.
That bitch.
Right there.
Put her on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Harry's first set of attorneys wanted to get him declared insane to avoid death and like a lengthy trial. Mm. You know, it'd be lengthy. It's also that.
Those are brutal.
Yeah.
Those linky ones.
The linky trial. Harry was like, fuck you, that'll ruin my name. So he said his lawyer wanted to railroad him as, quote, as the half-crazy tool of a desolate woman. Half-crazy tool.
Once more, let's talk shit about the woman.
Yes.
Motherfuckers, man.
Yeah. His mom was pissed, too, because, you know, they're hoity-toity. So his mom's like, how dare you try to smear our name? Like, let's just say it was temporary insanity, which they used to call a brainstorm, by the way.
Mm.
Yeah. She didn't want them to like drag out all his skeletons out of the closet and ruin their reputation. So basically she was worried about herself. Of course.
The mom?
Yeah. The mom was like, well, I don't say he's insane because then they're just going to look at his background and then they'll know all the bad shit that he's done.
But wait. Oh, I was thinking like Evelyn's mom. I was like, what?
Yeah, Harry's mom was like, no. He's not. He was temporarily insane.
Yeah,
he had a brainstorm.
Not he's literally been psycho his entire life, and we've just covered it up over and over and over again.
He said, exactly. So she paid a bunch of doctors like a shit ton of money to back her case. So she was like, say what I want here, take this money. And then the press, she paid the newspapers to report on what she wanted. So according to Wikipedia, they called what he had dementia Americana and said it encompassed the male prerogative to revenge any woman whose sacred chastity had been violated and meant that his actions were justified. So basically, he was avenging her virginity and that it should be justified because it's his prerogative as a male.
I
bunch of shit.
I'm going to just sit here and just, I'm going to let those words wash over me. That's what I'm going to
let them wash over
They
you.
are washing over me because that is
not wild.
Spectacular.
Yes.
Now, if that was the brother of a sister who was brutally gang raped,
yeah,
like I can understand that.
Yeah,
but like this is
not like somebody played with my toy first,
right? And at the end of the day, he did rape. Like, we're not undermining rape by any means, but my gosh,
yeah. So Harry was tried not once but twice for this murder, and then due to all the press, this was the first time in American history that a judge ordered the jury be sequestered. So like they had to.
This was their first time.
First time. The trial. That trial started in January of 1907, and the jury went for deliberation in April. And they were deadlocked, so 7 said he was guilty and 5 said he was not guilty. And he was mad whenever not all of them thought he was justified. And he started crying and screaming and flipping out because he didn't want to be labeled as an insane man and get sent to an asylum.
Oh, good thing he did that, though.
Yeah. Like his mom was like, "What are you doing?" Can you imagine? She probably did that talk through your teeth thing that parents... I told you not to do that.
And you're literally doing the exact thing that makes you look like a fucking crazy man.
Stop embarrassing me.
And he's like, Mom, I just want them to...
I just
I'm not a baby, I'm a man.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yes. Okay. So, in January of 1908, his second trial began, and his new lawyers submitted a plea of temporary insanity. And on February 1st, the jury found him not guilty by reason of insanity, and he was sentenced to life incarceration at the Mattatawan State Hospital for the criminally insane in Fishkill, New York.
Ooh, he got the criminally insane. That sounds way bad.
That's not where he wanted to go.
That is where American Horror Story Season 8 is going to be,
Yeah. Okay, so of course he wasn't like a normal prisoner there because money. So he got basically whatever he wanted. There was all kinds of money like under the table, shady shit during both of the trials too. His landlord testified that he would bring girls to his apartment during 1902 to 1905 and just abuse the shit out of them.
Oh my.
Yeah, and then his former lawyer got up there and was like, "Yeah, I paid these girls off so they didn't talk."
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wowza.
Yeah. He was like, "Oh, I paid them all off. It's fine." And then Evelyn testified at both trials, but she was supposed to be paid very well because Mama Thaw went to him and was like, "Look, you can get a divorce and I'll pay you $1 million as long as it goes in Harry's favor." Since it didn't go in his favor, quote unquote, she got $25,000 for the second trial, but that's it. Yeah. But she did get her divorce at least. They basically cut her off, and then it was finalized in 1915. Baby Harry, he wanted his mom to fix his fuck up yet again. So in 1913, he walked right out of the hospital. There was a car waiting, and she arranged for him to flee to Quebec in Canada. And his lawyers fought them, and they eventually brought him to New Hampshire to be watched by a sheriff until his new trial. So basically, they were like, "You're on house arrest, and we're going to have to pay the sheriff to stay here and watch you." On July 16th, 1915, a jury determined that Harry was no longer insane and he was set free after all of this. Now, the press went nuts again, and they basically looked at him as a hero now because he defended Evelyn's honor and spun it to chivalry.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. In 1916, Harry kidnapped, beat, and sexually assaulted a 19-year-old boy, Frederick Gump Jr. from Kansas City, Missouri.
Well, that also pivoted. That was a quick left turn.
Yeah. He had earned the trust of the family, and he said, "I'm going to take him to New York and pay for him to go to the Carnegie Institute." But instead, he said, "Meet me at the hotel room and we'll get you settled in." Now, as soon as he got there, he attacked him, sexually assaulted him, beat the shit out of him. And then he fled to Philadelphia and tried to slit his own throat right after that. He tried to bribe.
Now he realizes he's sick.
Yeah.
Like, amazingly, he got out and he was like, "I'm not really sick. I did this because of that."
Yeah.
And then now he realizes he's actually sick.
Yeah. He tried to bribe the Gump family with $500,000, but was arrested and tried for that. And a jury found him insane again, and he was sent to another asylum in Philadelphia. He used his money to get a new trial. They found him sane in April of 1924, and he was released again.
Why isn't it guilty or not guilty? Not sane or insane?
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff in the trial of that, like, shady shit that was happening.
Of course.
Money
whenever you have that much money.
It was highly publicized and stuff, but there was so much money flying around everywhere but like, you know, how many people did he hurt? How many people was he going to? Granted, Stanford White was a terrible human.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, throw him in jail. You don't have to shoot him and blow his head off.
Right.
Like, let him get caught. I don't know. Okay, so Harry moved to a mansion in Virginia, and then he actually wrote a book called The Traitor, where he wrote, quote, under the same circumstances, I'd kill him tomorrow. He wrote a whole book, and they positioned it to where she was trembling because she saw Stanford at the play.
And he just happened to have a gun.
And they didn't, right. And they didn't say his name. They called him the Beast. And then he said, he goes, are you okay at dinner? And she's like, no. And then she asked for a piece of paper, and she wrote on there, the bee is here, on a piece of paper. And then he was like, oh, this is when, I think he pre-planned it, but this is what he was trying to spin it as. She was so scared that he was going to go shoot him.
I mean, 15 years later, what you could come up with. Right. You know what I mean? Like 15 years later, what bullshit I want to talk about, I could come up with anything.
Yeah. And then the public welcomed him like a hero. So he was like, oh, good, I'll write a book now. Yeah. He kept having law trouble and doing what he wanted. He got in the film business and had some lawsuits. I guess he tried to get into the industry of like fake mediums and making like parody films about mediums and the stuff like that. And then that'll
make him not look insane. Way to pick exactly what doesn't make you look crazy.
Right. Yeah. And then he like didn't pay a company some money, and then they settled out of court and he had to pay him and stuff. Like I said, believe it or not, I left out a shit ton of things. Like there's a lot, like apparently he had a kid with Evelyn when she was in the asylum or the sanatorium, and he went up there and had a visit, and she got pregnant, and he had nothing to do with the kid. Like there's a lot of stuff. On February 22nd, 1947, Harry Kendall Thaw Jr. died in Miami of a heart attack just 10 days after his 76th birthday. He was worth about $1 million, which is like $13 million today. And in his will, he left his former obsession and now ex-wife Evelyn $10,000. So he gave her 1%.
Wow. Okay.
Which, I mean, I don't know if that's like a fuck you considering how much money he was worth, but
100% that was a fuck you. Yeah. Number one, that was a fuck you.
Yeah.
But she also divorced him, so why does it matter?
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, the only reason she spoke in your honor or your favor was because of money.
Yeah.
Which is kind of ridiculous because she was famous in her own right.
Yeah.
So, like, you don't need the money. Greed. Man, always fucking greed.
Yeah.
If you don't need the money, then why fuck it? Like, then leave it on the table. You know? If I was over here just fucking loaded, I can just tell you I would not be coming back in here to do shit about fuck. I'm like, oh, whatever. I have my own. I'm not worried about you.
Oh, yeah.
You old creepy guys for raping me.
Right. And then Stanford, too, there was a movie that I read this morning. It was in the 50s, I think, called The Red Velvet Swing. And it was about Stanford because apparently he had a red velvet swing, just this 50-year-old dude with a red velvet swing in his bedroom. And they were
mean a sex swing.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to make sure our listeners understood that he wasn't just...
This will not be at Smothers Park in downtown Owensboro. This is
enjoying a nice leisurely swing.
Yes. This is my thinking swing.
So he was just a sex perv, Stanford?
Yeah, he liked young women. There's a lot of reports about.
But there's no wrong in that. Like as long as they're of the legal age.
A lot of them were not. I
don't know that there was an illegal age back then.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think there was.
Well, he tried to sue him for sleeping with their underage, so maybe there was. Just maybe they weren't upheld. Or they probably victim bullied people a lot, and they're like, well, you asked for it.
Or I can make this law stick because I have money.
Very true.
That's a weird everything. I don't know how I feel about any of that. I have a very weird feeling after this story.
You have a weird feeling?
Because it's weird. It's weird. Like you want to kind of aggressively dislike someone, or like be totally on the victim too. And it's like, she just seemed to be doing weird shit. Like you don't get to know enough about Evelyn.
Yeah.
To like feel any specific way for or against her. Because you're just like, were you just playing the game? Because she was a New York like Scarlet.
Yeah.
She could have literally been playing this game and loved it.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, she was providing for her family and making money. Like she paid all the bills for her
and she was literally being sexualized, and she was leaning into it.
Yeah.
Or she was a woman who was taken unbelievable, advantage of, which could totally happen too.
I feel like I lean that way just because she was kind of overnight. Like a guy saw her somewhere in Philadelphia and was like, "You're pretty. You could do this." And she was like, "Oh, how could I do this?" And he's like, "Go to New York." She's like, "Okay." So it kind of happened overnight, and then she met that
But it's
guy.
also when you're becoming introduced into your sexuality as well. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm pretty sure if a man raped me when I was drunk, I would not then be with him 24/7 and hang out with him. Even if he was giving me money when I was making my own money in my own right.
Yeah.
And then if a guy stalked me and I wasn't interested, I don't think I would marry them.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of just weird with her personally.
I agree.
As for the men, it just sounds like a bullshit pissing match.
Yeah, I agree with that too. And the fact that Stanford could just be like, because he got her in a couple like big shows on Broadway, and then she probably thought like, well, if I piss him off, I'm not gonna be on Broadway anymore, because he could tell everybody to shun her, and they probably would have.
Yeah, but she was still a model in her own right in the start. You know, it's not like her job, her goal. It wasn't like her dream. Her entire life was to be on Broadway.
That's true.
You know, I'm making my money doing my other thing.
That's true. I do want to.
But I also don't know if women were thinking pioneering like that financial. I don't know.
We want to think that she was very independent, but
in my mind, I want to act like she was playing them.
Same. I think it makes me feel a little better considering that she still did make some weird choices. That it's probably the time frame had something to do with it. There's a lot of factors.
I would guess.
There's a lot of factors.
Yeah. I wonder what she ended up doing.
There's a whole nother, apparently there's a movie about her too. So.
I would guess the movie should be about her. She's the one that fucking waged the war on two men against each other.
Yeah. Two big, powerful dudes too.
I wouldn't call him powerful. I'd call him wealthy.
Yeah.
Well, Stanford, he was powerful. But Harry was not powerful. He was a pussy ass bitch.
He just bought his way wherever he wanted.
His mommy took care of him. You know, like if your mom is ever going to fight any battle for you and you're over the age of 12, you're a pussy. In any way.
You're so right, though.
Yeah, he was nothing.
Like, here, talk to my mom. Mom, she won't marry me. I violently raped her in a castle for 2 weeks. But yeah, I just want to marry her.
I think she's the one.
It's like she's the goose. She's the golden ticket.
I guess.
Ugh. Well, anyway.
People are weird.
They are fucking weird. That's all I got for you.
I mean, fuck. All right. That was a weird one.
That was weird.
Thanks for taking me down that lane.
I went down a different road than I normally go down. I'm going to shake it out.
I don't know. You always give me some weird ones. Things I never even I'm like, what? Yeah. Who knows what our next stories are going to be like?
I don't.
Because now we're pivoting and we're recording on different days and all that jazz. So it'll be a fun journey.
We are. You're going to feel better next time.
I am going to be a rock star on our next episode.
You know, it would make you feel better if people would rate, review, and subscribe.
Sure would.
Yes.
Talk about the flu medicine to my sinuses. People doing that.
That's right. Okay.
Thanks, guys. We love you.
We love you. Bye.
Bye.
Theodore, can I pet that dog?